What's this? An email from Ugee brand, 20 years of experience in tablets. Impressed by my amazing videos on YouTube. Send a free product. I mean, if they'll send me a screen tablet, not some cheap little, like, drawing tablet, but like a nice one, I'll do it. Hi, Stacy. Thanks for reaching out. I am only interested in reviewing display tablets at this time. If you have a tablet you'd like to send over, please let me know. We can sort out the details. Kind regards, JC. This video is sponsored, sorta. I did not get paid to make a review. I'm giving my honest and true opinion. However, I think it's important to let you know that the manufacturer did send me the tablet for free and that I'm using an affiliate link in the description. So if you purchase something through that link, I will get compensation. Hey, Dream Chasers, it has been a minute. What's up? It's JC, and I'm gonna be reviewing a display tablet today by, I actually don't know how to say this still, all these years making videos talking about tablets. I don't know if it's Ugee. I should have asked them, but I honestly was so surprised that they sent this. I haven't made a YouTube video in like a little while, and I kind of was bluffing. I get those messages sometimes that are like, hey, Aaron Rutten, because they didn't change the name. And so I get those emails and, for reviewing a tablet, and I kind of ignore them because I don't really make a lot of content these days. I've been busy. I'm getting married soon. I'm a grandfather. My life is very different than it was a few years ago. I work full-time, busy. Anyway, so I was bluffing. They sent me one. So we're going to review it. I mean, why not, right? I got to hold up my end. The Ugee. Alright, for real, I should know what this thing's called. Hold up. How do you pronounce Ugee?
Undergraduate entrance examination.
Huh. That's probably not right. Anyway, the Ouija board drawing monitor comes with a screen tablet, obviously. Some plastic that's going to be really satisfying to peel off. Spoiler. It was not satisfying to peel off. It also comes with a bunch of power adapters, a 3-in-1 cable, a glove to wear that keeps the screen clean while you use it, and a stylus with an eraser. The eraser goes in. Oh, what? It also comes with some nibs, a screen cleaning cloth, a quick guide, and a warranty card. It does not come with a stand for the stylus, so good luck keeping track of that shit. It also doesn't come with any way to prop up the tablet. My Cintiq here has these little feet built into it, so you can kind of prop it up a little bit so it's not flat on the desk and kind of comes up at a little bit of an angle, which is cool, but I don't think it's like $1,000 more cooler. I think it's fine because Ugee sells a stand that kind of props it up. It's $30. I think that's a good solution for $30. I don't, however, think you can mount this to like an articulating arm or anything like that. If you want it on like a stand, that you can kind of hold it upright. There's nothing to kind of screw into back here. If you're ingenuitive and a risk taker, you might be able to rig something that would work for you. But I think it's fine. Just like a little bit of an angle works for me. The setup was pretty easy. There are some hardware requirements. You need an HDMI port, so make sure you have one of those. And you also need at least one free USB port, and you can plug one of the USB cables into a power adapter, and that gives the tablet extra power. I didn't end up plugging it into the wall, but it does come with power adapters if you need them. So obviously it's a little more complicated than plugging in a non-screen tablet, which is usually just one USB cable, but the instructions are pretty simple. As opposed to the Wacom Cintiq, which is very complicated to set up, some of the cables are the same size and they fit into different ports on the Wacom Cintiq thing, but if you plug it into the wrong port, it like doesn't work, and you have to like magically intuit somehow which plug goes in the right port because there's no instructions. So it'll turn on, but the screen won't turn on. The software setup was pretty straightforward too. You just download the driver from ugeee.com, however you say that, their website, and install it. Do not skip this step. You might be able to move the cursor around with the stylus, but you're gonna run into issues. You might not be able to get pen pressure or get things to map properly on the screen. You really have to install the driver for it to work. One time in a video, I talked about driver settings, and I got complaints that it wasn't beginner friendly, it was too complicated, and I don't know what to tell you, because you need this step to begin. It is literally for beginners. You have to do it. So don't skip that. I'm going to go over all the settings briefly right now. If you get stuck anywhere, you can pause, go back. You can ask a question in the comments, and if you're nice, I might actually answer you. If you're rude, I'm probably not gonna, so good luck. Alright, so these are your driver settings for the tablet. You can see here, this is the drawing monitor, and so the tablet screen, which is this, is mapped to this monitor here. I have two other monitors hooked up to my computer, and basically what this means is it's just mapped so it's one-to-one. If I put my stylus in this top corner, it shows up there. If I put my stylus in this bottom corner, it shows up there. It's following it one-to-one. If it were, say, like a smaller section, see, now it's limited. So I move my stylus all the way down here, and it only goes to about the center of the screen. So you really want to have that mapped to the whole thing. Go back to default settings and click on it with the mouse, because that didn't want to work. There you go. And you could set it to, be all of the screens or a different screen, but you kind of, I don't know, you don't really need to. The whole point of drawing monitor is that you get this one-to-one, right? But another thing you can do that's kind of cool is you can set your tablet to 90 degrees, and then you've got kind of like a tall mode, like a portrait mode, which is great if you're sketching something that's kind of tall. You might want to do that. And that's kind of it for this. Go to pen settings. All right, so we've got up here your eraser set to the eraser. So when you flip over your pen, you can erase. This I customize. I don't remember what the original settings were, but I customize this top button here to be a right click. And then this button, the bottom button, I changed to be Alt. And the reason that I changed that to be Alt is because in most drawing software, like Photoshop, Clip Studio, Alt is the button to pull up the eyedropper. So if I'm blending colors and I want to blend between two colors quickly, I can just press that button, grab a color, go back to blending. Super easy. Then down here, you've got your pressure, like hardness and softness. You can kind of grab it here, or you can play with this slider, and you can kind of see the pressure. When I pull this down here, I have to press a lot harder. If I put it up here, I can press really lightly and get a lot of pressure. I kind of like this around here. I don't really want to like dig into my screen, so I kind of like it to be kind of easy to apply a lot of pressure. You need this, again, to be installed and set up for it to work. You're not going to get that variation in your line unless you have pressure sensitivity on. So you cannot just plug this thing in. You have to use this. Drawing on the Ugee feels really natural. The texture of the screen is not perfectly smooth, which is a good thing because it actually kind of feels like drawing on paper. I have the larger model, and it is a great size to draw on. Clip Studio is kind of a crowded UI, so I did have to play around a bit with my canvas to be comfortable with the size, because I'm used to drawing on a slightly larger monitor, but I got there and it was fine. The stylus is probably the lightest stylus I've ever used, and it doesn't have any of those like ergonomic grip kind of settings. It's just one size all the way down, plastic, but I actually think it's pretty comfortable to use. And I think that might be because it is so lightweight that my hand didn't get cramped or tired using this stylus. I also love, as I've said, that it has an eraser, and that the eraser presses in a little to give you feedback when you're erasing. It feels very natural and intuitive. And one of the reasons I've been so committed to Wacom products is because the other brands don't usually include an eraser, and you have to manually switch between a brush and an eraser. And I like being able to just quickly flip over my stylus while I'm drawing, just like a pencil. It feels like what I want to do when I'm drawing, and it just feels faster and more natural to me. I think in terms of drawing or painting with this tablet, it honestly feels pretty much like every other tablet I've ever used. It's got the same exact amount of pressure sensitivity that every tablet on the market right now has. So, when you draw and you press it, it feels the same, which is good. And it's a really solid product. I honestly can't say that I notice any difference between this tablet and one that costs 5 times as much in terms of what the drawing feels like. Now, what I do notice in terms of a quality difference is the screen. And it's not a drastic difference, but I think the monitor on the Cintiq might be slightly better. But that said, the screen on the Uggo is decent. It's pretty clear, the colors look pretty good. When I was coloring, I did periodically move the artwork over to my other monitor because I felt like I had a better beat on what the colors really looked like, especially at the very end when I was kind of playing with levels and stuff. But in fairness, I may just need to calibrate the colors on this tablet better. I literally just used it straight out of the box and didn't play with any of those settings. So overall, I think this is a great tablet. The price for what this is phenomenal. As of recording this, it's about $340, which the Wacom tablet that I have of a similar size is a lot more. This doesn't have any touch settings where you can kind of like touch the screen and zoom in, as far as I know or could tell. But I honestly don't miss that feature because I find that like my dumb meaty fingers just want to do that all the time anyway, and I just turn it off while I'm using it. So it's not a feature I'm using or that I miss. But really, if I'm honest, the only feature that I've ever really been willing to spend that kind of money on was having an eraser built into the stylus, which this does have. So I think this is a great tablet for the money especially. I think if you are thinking about upgrading to a screen tablet from a regular drawing tablet, this is a great choice. It's obviously it's expensive still, right? It's just not over $1,000 expensive, is what I'm getting at. You do need a computer or some kind of device to use this. If you want something that's like a standalone, you're looking at like an iPad or something with a computer built in. This does not have a computer built in. That said, I found out like 30 minutes before recording this that you can use it with your Android phone. It doesn't come with the cable for that, otherwise I would have demoed that as well. Maybe a part 2 in like another 2 years if I get around to it. I'm sorry. So if you want to pick one of these up, there's a link in the description. Ugly tells me that... No, I'm sorry, you're not ugly. I'm teasing. Ugee, I don't know. The brand tells me that there is a big discount coming in July. I don't really know. I'm recording this in June. I didn't really ask for details, so like it's probably there. Okay, so I'm editing right now, but me and Riley wanted to tell you about this really good deal. So they got back to me, and it's... Oh, where are you going? Are you going to buy a tablet? Are you ready to go back to... Come here, you gotta hear about the discount first. So it's 20% off if you put in the code JACE 20% off at checkout. There's a link in the description, all the details there, so check that out. That expires at the end of July 2022, so take advantage of that and get a good deal on a drawing tablet. Anyway, that's it for me. Thank you so much for watching, not just today, but over the past couple of years that I've been doing this. Hopefully my next break won't be quite as long as this one, but I just want you to know that I think about you all the time. And until next time, chase your bliss. You deserve to be happy. Peace.